Anglers Extra.
Back on the Anglers Extra pregame show. It's time now for the catch of the day. I'm Keith Zuber. Today we have Mitch Gunsolus. Mitch, how you doing?
I'm doing pretty well. How you doing, Keith?
I'm good. Mitch, you've been here for a while now. It's hard to believe that we're over 30 games in at this point. How do you feel the team's doing?
You know, I think we're doing really well. We've had a lot of guys come in and out. It's almost a completely different team. You know, there's been a couple of us that have been here since June 5th, but not too many. And but as a team, you know, we're still gelling together, and it's still a lot of fun.
You lead the league in wins. You've clinched a winning record for the first time since 2007. What have you guys been able to do that's allowed you to plug and chug so well?
I think consistency has been a huge thing. You know, we're never too high, never too low. We've had some successes, we've had some failures, we've had some tough games here and there. But the fact that we've just been able to stay so consistent and never get too high, be pretty level-headed. I think the core group of guys that we have on the team is, you know, other people have been coming in, but the core group stayed the same, and we just welcome everybody. You know, it's a great experience. We want everybody to have as much fun as we've been having.
You guys added another player today in William Head and Brett Bell and Ryan Phelan, recent additions as well. How easy is it for them to come on late and gel with the rest of you guys?
I don't think it's that easy, to be honest. You know, we got chemistry on this team. We've been here for a while, and we know each other. And it's certainly tough for them. That being said, they've done a great job. They've come in, and Ryan's been a really tough guy for us. Brett's come in, plugged right in center field. And William, just met him, just got here today. What position does he play? I don't even know.
Infield.
Infield, perfect. You know, we need another infielder. But yeah, everybody's done pretty well.
Speaking of positions that you guys need or don't need, one thing you have is depth. You've been able to play in the outfield at third base, second base, and now first base. Talk about the different position changes, not only going into a game, but in the middle of one as well.
Yeah, I think it's kind of fun. You know, it's nice to be versatile instead of just being stuck at one position every game in and game out. You know, I played every single game at third this year at school, and don't get me wrong, I love third base. But it's just kind of a different challenge. You know, first base is something I've never done before in a game, rarely ever in my life, and it's fun over there. You know, it's just a different side of the field. Ball comes at you a little different things you got to do here and there. It keeps you on your toes. You really got to stay engaged in the game.
When you find out that you're going to play a new position, how do you embrace it and what do you do?
I just kind of say, all right, field the ball. You know, I'll go out and I'll take a couple ground balls in pregame and stuff. Ask the coaches if there's anything specific I need to work on or anything specific for that position that I need to do differently than I usually do at third, and basically just kind of go have fun and go after it.
One thing we hear a lot is that adds to the scouting report. How true do you think that is now that you're able to play multiple positions around the infield?
I don't know how true it is. I think it's good that I'm able to be versatile and I can do different things. You know, you never know what an organization is going to have you do. You could get drafted as a third baseman, but then there just could be a ton of depth in the organization. They need to move you somewhere else. So it's good that I'm getting experience at different positions.
Well, at the plate, you've been able to walk at an alarming rate pretty much. What's your approach up there?
I just kind of try and take what they give me. You know, I sit back and I wait for it. There's some at-bats where I need to be more aggressive, and I'm trying to work on that. I get myself in a lot of two-strike counts, but at the same time, I like two strikes. I'm able to battle in that count, and that results in a lot more walks. Maybe I see a lot of pitches, and you know, so in that first at-bat, I try and see everything the pitcher has, so then I know what he's going to throw me the rest of the game, and I'm not really surprised by anything. And so I think seeing the ball really deep and staying within myself, not trying to be a power guy, has definitely helped me draw a lot of walks.
And one thing we hear a lot is that the Cape League pitching is not nearly as good now as it was in the beginning of the season. The hitters kind of catch up to it. Do you feel the same way about that?
Maybe a little bit. I'm sure guys have logged a lot of innings on the mound. Guys have pitched a ton. So sure, it could be a little true. They might slow down a little bit. But I'm pretty sure the guy we're facing tonight's a left-hander throwing, you know, low to mid-90s, and that's not going to be easy at all. So, you know, maybe we're not going to see as many flamethrowers, but there's still going to be some pretty darn good pitching that we'll face.
Here with Mitch Gunsolus on the catch of the day. Now, Mitch, your family came in all the way from the West Coast. How did they enjoy their time on the Cape?
They loved it up here. They came all the way from Seattle. It was a long travel day to get here for them. But they had a lot of fun. You know, it was my whole family. It was my mom, my dad, both my younger sisters, and then my grandparents came up as well. And so it was fun to see them up here. I got to hang out with them a lot. We went up to Provincetown one morning for breakfast. It's different up there. That's all I'm going to say. You know, Provincetown, it was a really cool city. A lot of cool stuff to see. We went to the Pilgrim Monument and climbed up that for a little bit. But it was just a different vibe going around that town. It was neat though. And then we got to go to one of the Hyannis, did the High Cruise Lines or whatever those are, and we got to see the Kennedy Campground, the JFK Museum, the Cape Cod Baseball Hall of Fame. And that was cool to look at those places. A lot of history there, and it was a good experience.
Now, when you go to the Cape League Hall of Fame and you kind of walk around and you see the names that have played there, did it surprise you, the amount of guys?
No. I mean, the Cape comes with a huge reputation, you know. The best players in the country are here every single summer, and so people are bound to make it big in the big leagues. Guys like Mike Lowell's name is thrown out there a lot. He's done a lot of things, won some championships with different teams. From what I've heard, he was a huge hit here. He was in the Hall of Fame. A lot of big names, though. Nomar Garcia-Parra, he was one that I didn't know played here. Just some other old school guys. It was kind of cool to see.
Now, is that something that you would like to do in the beginning of the season, perhaps in the future, to have something gunning for?
Yeah. I mean, you want to leave here, and hopefully people remember who you are. If not for the type of player you are, then the type of person you are. And, that's one thing I've really liked about Chatham is I've got to meet a lot of really cool people. And it's a close-knit town, kind of a smaller field, but it's been cool. And so I hope that, if people don't remember me for some of the things I did in the field, maybe I made some good connections outside the field.
Well, it's certainly a good thing to think about. And it's not only the game of baseball that you learn here in Chatham, it's also the game of life.
Yeah.
Thanks so much, Mitch.
Thank you. I appreciate it.
Back to Brandon Liebeber for more of the Anglers Extra pregame show.